All right, we're going to go to, we're going to stay in Biloxi right here, and we're going to go to Vicki. Vicki, good evening. What can we help you with?
Hey, Vicki.
Good evening.
Hey.
How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Fair.
I'm
Fair.
bad.
Fair.
My question is, my mother passed away. It's been 1 year and 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And last year in June,
Yes.
she took me completely out of the will and the trust. And I was wondering if I can fight this, and is there a statute of limitations to do so? And how do I go about doing it if I can?
Vicki, these are always tricky subjects, always emotional, especially with parents passing and wills. It's just emotional. That's all there is to it. Matt, she does have some options, though.
She does, Vicki, right. You know, what you're talking about is what's known as a will contest, okay, Kenny, which, interestingly, are seeming to kind of be a little more popular. So that's right. So if you are cut out of a will or removed from a will, that in per se is not illegal, right? That can happen. Where it becomes wrong or actionable, or where a claim arises, if there was undue influence, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If the person that died, if there was someone involved in their life that exhibited undue influence over them and was able to do that and get you out of the will, then you have a claim. But as you could imagine, that is pretty hard to prove, right? Because in the end, there's no law requiring that people be fair with their estate or give it equally and those kind of things. And so those things do happen. And we're seeing, quite frankly, we're seeing more and more of that. I have to say, this is not a law, but maybe this should be, Kenny. But any will that's changed, updated, perhaps in the last maybe 30 days of life, should be, I think, looked at with some skepticism. Because unfortunately, listen, both my parents are passed. A lot of folks have had loved ones that have died. Those last weeks of their life, they're not as maybe sharp as they once were, or they have different ideas, and so I personally, when I see that kind of thing, when someone comes in the office with a will that's been changed, and within weeks of a passing, days of a passing, I have to say I look at it with great skepticism, and I think anybody does.
Sure. For Vicki, something that she can do on her own, or is it worth calling an attorney on this one?
I would definitely call an attorney. One issue is, what I want to know is whether or not there has been the will has been probated. Where is that in the probate process? And when I say probate, that's when you go to Chancery Court, you introduce the will, and you begin to take steps, follow the directions of the will. So that's kind of something I'd want to know. But she said, I think, 1 year and several months of the passing. So she could be okay, but it really depends where we are in the probate process. But
so maybe start in the Chancery Clerk's office?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, for sure.
All right, Vicki, thank you so much for the call. Sorry about your mother's passing.
Indeed.
These are always, no matter which way it goes, it's always emotional. That's all there is to it. So.